Hey y'all, Halfmilesniper here. Back on the range today. And once again today we are going to be running some 6.5 PRC. Previously I had tested Retumbo, however you want to say it, potato. I'm going to call it Retumbo. With the 153 grain A-tips. Today, we're going to try it with 156 grain Berger, and we will be shooting the same charges that we shot with the 153 grain A-tip. So kind of give us a comparison there. Of course, after the 153 grain A-tip test, I need to reload some with Magnum primers and see what happens. But we'll see what happens with regular primers and 156 grain Bergers. So y'all sit back, kick your feet up, enjoy the ride. Alrighty, and today we are back to our, this batch of dots are actually 3/4 inch dots. I need to find some more of those 3/8 inch dots. We'll be shooting, like I said, the 6.5 PRC, pushing the 156 grain Berger with Retumbo, starting at 54.0 grains, going up at half grain increments until we get to 56. Let me get the target camera set up. It's down here. I just need to punch go and hoof it back to the firing line. So I'll get that started and we'll meet y'all back there. Alrighty, target camera is running, but it's kind of sitting in the sun. It's at least kind of a cool morning this morning. It's maybe 45, almost 50 degrees now. It was 36 degrees when I left the house. Kind of unusually cool for California in mid-March. So I don't know when this will air, but right now it's mid-March. Okay, let me get back to the bench so we can finish getting set up and get some rounds downrange. Nice shot of accuracy juice. So we will be starting out with 54 grains of Retumbo, pushing the 156 grain Berger. Let me get the chronograph set up. And it is so much nicer doing that setup. And this Garmin's really worked well. It's only not caught very few of the shots, considering how much I've put down range. So this is my 6.5 PRC. Everything is dead cold. It's on the Howa 1500 action. It's actually a Howa barreled action that I popped in a MDT Oryx chassis and stuck a Vortex Viper scope on. So chronograph set up, target camera's running, y'all are running. Okay, ears are in. This will be 3 rounds. Yes, 3 rounds of 156 grain Bergers with 54 grains of Retumbo. Okay, here we go. .2. Quite a bit slower than I anticipated. 2602.9. I kind of jerked the trigger on that, but you know what? It didn't hurt the group at all. I kind of felt everything push down and left. And I went down just a little bit. Not too shabby of a group for jerking the trigger. And right off the bat, the 156 grain Bergers are shooting much nicer than the 153 grain A-tips. Okay, our 3-shot average, 2601.4, extreme spread 29.0, standard deviation 11.9. Let me reset, reload, and we'll shoot the next load of 54.5. Okay, so we're set up for 54.5. Also, just like the 153 grain A-tips, these are being pushed by the Winchester large rifle primer. So the only difference between the loads has been the bullet. Okay, 54.5 grains of Retumbo 156 grain Berger. Oh, I see it. It's right by the 5. 2627.8. $2635.2. Got myself holding my breath there. $26.5. So 54.5 grains gave us an average of 2629.8, extreme spread of 8.8, and a standard deviation of 3.9. I don't want to jinx anything, but the Bergers are definitely working better than the A-tips. And for those who are wondering, when I loaded these, I loaded the A-tips, I turned around, loaded the 156 grain Bergers. They were loaded at the same time. So nothing's different other than the bullet. Okay, this is 55.0. 55.0. .0 grains of the Retumbo, pushing the 156 grain Berger. on the center dot. $26.74.4. And that shot looks like it was down in the 5 as well. $26.73.5. $26.76.2. Give me my shirt back. Okay. 55 grains gave us a 3-shot average of 2674.7. Extreme spread of 2.7. Standard deviation of 1.1. And so far, all 3 of those groups are looking kind of the same. And I'm not displeased. This will be 55.5 grains of Retumbo. Pushing the 156 grain Berger through my Hollow 1500 6.5 PRC. Okay. 55.5. Here we go. $2,700. $26.93.1. I kind of pulled a little extra hard on that one, I think. But I'm not too worried about it. $26.97.8. Well, 55.5 wasn't near as nice as the others. Our average was 26.97.1, 26.97.1. Our extreme spread was 7.4. Our standard deviation was 3.0. Barrel's getting a little warm. I got 3 more shots to shoot. I'm going to go ahead and shoot them hot. That could be the explanation for that opening up. My rationale for shooting hot. Well, if I was shooting any sort of match, I'd be shooting up to between 10 to 15 rounds, I would say, and have to do it in a steady run. gun could get hot. I mean, it's this hot. It's warm to the touch. I can put my hand on it and leave my hand there, but hotter than I usually get it. Okay, chronograph is set up for the final 3 shots. This will be 56.0. On the right-hand dot. $27.22. I guess I could have kept my face in the scope instead of staring at the chronograph. $27.25.6. $27.24.8. Now, I am definitely going to need some help figuring this one out. Okay, put that chamber flag in. Thank you for the chamber flags, MDT. Our 3-shot average at 56 grains was 27.24.4. Our extreme spread was 2.8, and our standard deviation was 1.2. What I cannot figure out, the only difference was the bullet. Maybe the weather. Maybe the weather's the factor. It's warm, a little bit warmer than when I shot the 153 grain A-tips. But the 153 grain A-tips, we're going to have to retest those. We're going to retest those. But when we first tested them, our velocities were all over the map. They were up, they were down, they were up, they were down. But the 156 grain Berger here at 45, 50-ish degrees, we were pretty consistent in our speed increase. 54 to 54.5, we went up about 30 feet per second. 50 to 55, from 54.5 to 55, we went up about 45 feet per second. 55 to 55.5, we went up 20 feet per second. 55.5 to 56, we went up about 25 feet per second. Very consistent velocities. The only difference, a little bit of the weather, and probably 15 degrees warmer than it was when we shot the A-tips, and the A-tips. So, okay, let me shut y'all down. Let's go get that target and see how that did. Yeah, that definitely has me scratching my head. So, for the A-tips, my plan is I'm going to reload a batch so we can shoot it in this a little bit warmer weather at exactly the same 54 to 56 grains with the same primer. And I'm going to reload up a batch with Magnum primers. The 156 grain Berger, I don't think needs a Magnum primer. It's burning fine. Actually, maybe I should test, that's what I'll do, test the 156 grain Berger, 153 grain A-tips in warmer weather before deciding that I need to go to a Magnum primer. Maybe it just needs a Magnum primer in cold weather. This can be so confusing. Oh, this can be so confusing. Pretty decent group at 54, pretty decent group at 54.5. Actually, not too bad of a group. Pretty decent group at 55.5. Or pardon me, 55. 55.5. Well, you can see where I kind of jerked the trigger. And 56, the group opened up, but that was on that was hot barrel. So, for a hot barrel, that doesn't look that terrible bad. We'll see. Definitely looks better than 153 grain A-tips. We'll get our tail back to the bench there. We'll get this measured out. We'll see how these groups actually shake out. Had some good velocity numbers. Had some great SDs. In fact, I think the last 4 groups were all super low SD numbers. So Retumbo and 156 grain Berger may be the ticket. Curious if I can, how much higher I can go powder charge and still be safe. I'll have to look into that. Well, all of these actually shot pretty dang well. 54 at an average of 2601.4 and a standard deviation of 11.9 gave us a 0.392 inch group. 54.5 gave us a 0.308 inch group at 2624.8 feet per second and a standard deviation of 3.9. 55.5 gave us a 0.403 inch group. Average speed 2674.7 and a standard deviation of 1.1. 55.5 with me jerking the trigger gave us a 0.954 inch group at 2697.1 feet per second average and 3.0 standard deviation. And 56.0 with a smoking hot barrel gave us a 0.863 inch group at 2724.4 feet per second and a standard deviation of 1.2. That is a whole run of very solid numbers. And I cannot wrap my head around why the 153 grain A-tips were all over the map. The only thing it's got to be, is the weather. So when I retest, I'm going to retest 153 grain A-tips with the same charges in warm weather, and that'll tell me if Retumbo is not very well suited for colder temperatures. Okay, let's go back to the bench and yes, gotta love it. After the test with the 127 grain LRX bullet, I'm sure any new people that were watching probably think, oh my God, this guy can't shoot to save his butt. And oh my God, he doesn't know what he's doing loading ammo. Now, I know what I'm doing, and sometimes things don't work out. And I think this last batch of 156 grain Berger and Retumbo shows that, well, I can pull the trigger pretty decent and kind of keep it together. Both this rifle and my 6 Creed really haven't shot many groups over an inch. This one shot more because, well, it's got a lot more rounds through it. I mean, shoot, now it's close to 800 rounds now because we shot, let's see, we cleaned at 750. We shot 20 rounds of copper, so that's 35. So we're at 785 right now with this rifle. So that barrel's still warm, but not bad. I mean, it wasn't burn your hand hot, but it was hotter than I like to get it. So, yeah, 4 of the loads were 3.0 standard deviation or lower. Pretty pleased with that. What did I do with the paper? Pretty pleased with that. I'm really thinking that Retumbo may not be a cold weather powder. I know it's a slow powder, but it's actually a little bit faster than Stay-Ball HD. So, yeah, we're going to retest it with the 153 grain A-tips, but we're going to shoot it in warmer weather. Because, yeah, y'all saw the last one, and y'all saw this one, and the only difference is the bullet and the weather. So sometimes you get a powder that just does not like temperature changes. Some of them are very, very, very temperature sensitive. Okay, enough rambling, flapping my gums. I'm sure y'all want to get back to drinking your beer, drinking your coffee, depending on whenever you're watching this. And if you work midnight shift, no shame for drinking a beer in the morning. I used to. I mean, 8 o'clock in the morning is nighttime for midnighters. So, thanks for hanging with me, y'all. I really appreciate it. As I always say, stay strapped or get clapped. Get a CCW if you need one. If you're in a constitutional carry state, no reason not to be carrying, but get a CCW anyways. You may travel. I'm fixing to travel for the first time, travel on an airplane for the first time since I retired almost 10 years ago. And it will be the first time in 40 years I have not had a gun on my body inside the airplane. I'm not looking forward to this. You get used to being well protected. But I will have my gun where I'm going. And where I'm going doesn't like CCWs very much. But that'll be a video on its own when I get there. So, as always, I really appreciate y'all hanging with me, liking and commenting and participating in the chats when I do the premieres. Do me a favor, please double check your subscriptions. In the last week now, twice, I have seen the subscriber count nosedive, then work its way back up, and then nosedive again in the losing numbers. So I don't know if that's somebody at the tube of you, or if it's just something, a bot in the algorithm that starts unsubscribing people. Double check your subscriptions. What can I say? I'm greedy. I want more subscribers. Okay, appreciate y'all. I'm going to drink me some more coffee. I'm going to put my toys away. I'm going to call it a day. I've had fun. I hope you had fun. As always, y'all stay safe. Keep shooting. We'll catch you next time.
Send it. Hit.